Good evening, everyone. I wanted to come on here tonight, or actually this evening, and just share some information with you that you may or may not know. I know that most people who come on to YouTube are here for various reasons. Some of them come on here because they want to know about the latest technology, so they have their bloggers that they go to for that. Others come on here for entertainment, and others come on here, just for an update in the news. I like news. If you've seen my previous videos, you'll see I do like news. I like staying up to date about what is going on, and sometimes it's just all very interesting. Also, if you've seen my previous videos, you know I talk a lot about scripture, so I look at the scripture relative to what is going on in today's world, because I just want to be prepared. And what I'm about to share with you now, I don't know, do you guys like deep news? Do you like news that is very serious, or do you only like the entertainment part? For me, and this is just me, I find the entertainment part to be shallow a lot of the times, and the more serious news is at least more realistic. So I have kind of a little bit of both tonight. I do want to share something really important with you though, and I'm going to read it. It came from, okay, what is this here? Okay, here it is. It came from USA Today, and it has to do with Biden. So I'll start out talking about that. Then I want to gravitate and talk very briefly about Oklahoma. This is not going to be a long broadcast. I shouldn't say broadcast because it's YouTube. It's not going to be a long YouTube cast. So USA Today, this article, I'm going to give them credit, and I'll put it down in the link below. It is by Deirdre Sheesgreen, that's Deirdre, last name Shesgreen, and it's titled "President Joe Biden to Meet with Russian Leader Vladimir Putin on June 16th in Switzerland." I want you guys to keep that date in your head and pay attention, especially for those of you who really like the more serious news. That's a very important date. The US and Russia are right now at what we used to call a Cold War, and it's a very cold war. In fact, it was reported last week on CNN that if they cannot come to terms in this meeting, that Biden might consider utilizing the military. They didn't say for what, but they did say he might consider that. So that's a very serious thing. Not to mention that Biden did call Putin a killer. In the past, whenever people have called Putin the K word, he has actually done that to them, allegedly. And so that's why he and Biden are not getting along now. He's one of those people, and this may be a little far-fetched. I'm not going to use it. I was going to use what we recently have been reporting over about the T, about the personality. But he has the personality of someone who will do something to someone else, and whenever he is called on it, he will deny it, and he gets mad at the person for calling him on it, even though he knows he is involved in it. It's the craziest, most narcissistic thing ever. Actually, it's not even narcissism, that's psychotic behavior. Forgive me. For all you selfish narcissists out there, you're probably going, look, that's not narcissism. You're right, it's psychotic behavior. And so they're going to be meeting, and it says here, President Joe Biden will meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Switzerland on June 16th, a high-stakes summit amid escalating tensions between Moscow and Washington. So this is a big deal. They're even having to use others in their, perspective capitals to talk to each other so that the meeting will run smoothly. So it says here, the White House imposed sanctions on Russia in March over the poisoning and detention of Russian opposition leader, and you probably heard about him. He's been all over the news for like a year now, Alexei Navalny. When the Russians say it, they say it differently, and it comes across, a lot sexier than me. But it's Alexei Navalny. And so the Biden administration hit Moscow with another set of penalties in April, accusing the Kremlin of interference in the 2020 U.S. election. And you know that we have really been involved in that. So I'm not going to go into depth about it. I did want you to know that it is happening, and it is happening amid the tension between Israel and the Palestinians. As you know, there's been a huge war over there. People have died. You guys, this is war. This is really happening. And so for those who like to not take these things so serious, they are very serious. We're talking about countries who have weapons that all they have to do is blow through something and it can take out the whole nation. I remember a couple of years ago, not even a couple of years ago, about a decade ago, they were talking about how, it wasn't Japan, North Korea, I believe it was, had their weapons pointed towards California just to prove to the U.S., hey, we can take that state right now. So these are very serious things that we ought to all, if you are a praying people, we need to pray for the leaders of these nations and pray that they will be guided and directed by God. Of course, we know, for me, I read my Bible, I do believe this. No matter how we sift this, no matter how we try to ignore the news, no matter how we, whatever it is that we do, Christ is coming back soon. He absolutely is coming back. So there will come a point in time when that is absolutely going to happen. So meantime, we should be praying for these leaders. So I just wanted to bring that up. Another thing in the news that caught my attention was Meghan and Harry have had their baby girl. This is on a lighter note, okay? They've had a baby girl. They named her Lilith or something like that after Queen Elizabeth, actually, the baby's great-grandmother. That was a name given to, is Lilibeth or Lilith? Oh goodness, let me see what it is here. This is like, so just give me a moment. I had it here earlier. I wish I could show it to you. It's Lilibet, and they're going to call her Lily. It's spelled Lilibet, and it is a name that was given to Harry's grandmother, Mrs. Elizabeth, Mrs. Queen Elizabeth, whatever you all want to call her. But it's Lilibet Diana, and Diana, of course, we know is Harry's mother. So they're going to call her Lily. And their last name, this is my first time ever seeing their last name. I knew Windsor was a part of their last name, but the baby's name is Lilibet Diana Mountbatten -Windsor. So that is the Duchess of Sussex and Prince Harry's daughter. The other thing I want to quickly bring to your attention that is in the news is, we're all familiar with the Tulsa Massacre that occurred in 1921. There are 3 survivors left, and I think one of them is a brother and a sister. I know I wrote the names down. Viola Fletcher, Leslie Benningfield, Randall Hughes Van Ellis. No, I'm sorry. Viola Fletcher, Leslie Benningfield Randall, and Hughes Van Ellis. They are only getting $300,000, and they have to share it as $100,000 a piece. for all of that took place. You guys, and no one is blaming this particular generation for that, but it was their ancestors who caused that, especially if you're in Oklahoma. That was your ancestors. And I understand this generation saying, oh, but we didn't do it. However, the remnants of everything that happened to blacks still lives, and it lives through you. Why do you think we have discrimination? People tend to forget, even the W women, they tend to forget that if it were not for civil rights, black people fighting for civil rights, if it were not for Sojourner Truth, if it were not for Harriet Tubman, who also fought for women's rights, they would not have anything, yet they get everything because of us. We fight for the rights and they take it over. There are more white women at the top in corporate America than black women, way more. They give black women first level or middle ground positions, if they even get that. You may see one or two. So for people to think that $300,000 is enough, I wouldn't even be sitting here saying anything if the state of Oklahoma gave them $3 million, $1 million apiece. I'd be like, okay, that's still not enough, but we'll take it. I just want to know, comment in the bottom, at the bottom what you think about this. And for those of you who have not liked my video and you're listening, also go back and look at some of my other videos and let me know if you like them, because I want to know the type of content to bring here. I've been trying to do this for a while. I really enjoy doing it. And so I want to know your thoughts on it. Also click the notification bell so that you will know whenever I have a video. Initially, I'm going to pause to say something else here. Initially, I was going to do another live video with regards to the All About the Tea situation. I still do want to do that because I want to focus on talking about how Monica can apologize to Ples. I have some ideas about that. And so this is probably just about it. I just wanted to come on here, talk to you about this. And I have to tell you this too. I'm not really a huge rap artist fan. I do like rap music. Some of it depends on the beat and the words, but a lot of times I don't like the words. However, I do like Cardi B, okay? It's like a guilty pleasure, okay? And I saw somewhere as I was reading in a lot of these articles yesterday that she is really thinking of getting into acting. So what do you think about Cardi B getting into acting? I don't like the colorism part of her. I don't like that part to her. Or what I've heard about it. I have not read it. I have not seen it, so I really can't vouch for it. So it may just be alleged information. At the same time, I do think she's a really beautiful young woman. She's young. It's so important for her to be open to change and being better, which I think she is. But this thing with the fighting and that ain't how I do it, and maybe she can take some voice diction classes, some etiquette classes, just to be able to set a better example as she grows older. And I was looking at her, was it just yesterday? She had had a TikTok video or something. And I'm like, okay, what is that? Like on the TikTok video, it looked like there was a bump. I don't know which side they have. I was wondering, okay, what was that? Did she fall? But anyway, that's all. I just wanted to come on here and give you this information. This information came from, the Duchess of Sussex and Prince Harry's information came from page 6. The other information about Biden and Putin came from USA Today. And Cardi B, the information came from a website called theblackdetour.com. That's where I got that information, theblackdetour.com. So I'll put that website down there, that link down there as well. And I'm going to go ahead and shorten this video because if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I'm really studying a lot. I'm so exhausted right now. So exhausted. That's why I have these circles under my eyes. I'm like studying like crazy. So I have a 100 question examination, license examination coming up this week. So I'm really studying. So I'm not going to stay on here long at all. I do want to thank you guys for giving me the time, for listening to me. And like I said, comment below, give me a thumbs up, and click the notification bell. And also go back and view some of my previous videos. Anyway, good night.